In this video, we're going to discuss and review the brand new NECA An American Werewolf in London Ultimate Kessler Wolf figure. Welcome to the Swearwolves. I'm Brett. If you're a returning subscriber, I just want to say thank you for coming back. And if you're new to this channel, thanks for stopping by. If you enjoy this sort of content, please consider clicking both that subscribe button as well as that notification bell below. We are the Swearwolves, a couple of horror fans and collectors who review anything and everything we get that is horror related, from action figures and toys to soundtracks, video games, various collectibles, you name it. Today, we're talking about this Ultimate Kessler Wolf figure from NECA, from the movie An American Werewolf in London. Now, if you have never seen the movie An American Werewolf in London, it is a classic werewolf story, so I highly recommend it. Directed by John Landis, but more importantly, Rick Baker did all the special effects. Rick Baker and his team, but Rick Baker. And Rick Baker is just the king when it comes to practical special effects. And if you're not following Rick Baker on Instagram, I highly suggest following him on Instagram because he does some marvelous things on there all the time. It's awesome. Anyway, let's talk more about this packaging. It's a big box. This is wider than the normal Ultimate figures come in, but there's probably a reason for that, and we'll get to that when we open it up. At the top it says here, "Keep clear of the moors, beware the moon." We got this beautiful artwork here done by Justin Osborne. It's really beautiful. I love the wolf with the glowing moon right there, and we got David and Jack hitchhiking or backpacking, through Great Britain. It says An American Werewolf in London, and then Ultimate Kessler Wolf. Now, David's name is David Kessler, so you can see where this story is going. If you've never seen the movie, well, spoiler alert. Anyway, on the side it says An American Werewolf in London. Just a little image of the figure right there. And then on the back we get a couple more images of the figure. Sorry for the glare. Figure right here says includes interchangeable head, so we'll take a look at that. Obviously looks like those are the two kind of heads we get, mouth open and mouth closed. And then right here it says An American Werewolf in London. David and Jack, two American college students, are backpacking through Britain when a large wolf attacks them. David survives with a bite, but Jack is brutally killed. As David heals in the hospital, he's plagued by violent nightmares of his mutilated friend, who warns David that he is becoming a werewolf. When David discovers the horrible truth, he contemplates committing suicide before the next full moon causes him to transform from man to murderous beast. So, a happy movie, family film. American Werewolf in London, same thing as the other side. Actually, this side has the mouth open, this side has the mouth closed, so you kind of get both images right there. As with all NECA Ultimate figures, they have a flap. Open it up, we get the figure right there. We'll talk more about that when we open it, but then we get another shot of the figure kind of posed on that side. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Why don't we go ahead and open this up? I mean, everything's so dark on these pictures, and it's a werewolf, it's dark. I want to see what it looks like. I haven't seen this figure yet. So why don't we go ahead and open it up, and we'll give it a proper review. All right, I got the figure opened up here, and before we get to the figure itself, let's talk about the one accessory that comes with it, like we saw, the alternate head. So you can see, wow. Look at the detail, the viciousness of this jaw wide open like this. Those teeth. We can see the detail in the fur here. That's kind of carved, molded fur. It looks great. The eyes look really good. The nose, you got like this wet, glossy looking nose. And we got the ears here. But the thing that stands out the most, obviously, is the open mouth. That is gnarly. That is something. I saw that, I would just die. Like, he wouldn't even have to kill me. I would just fall over dead. You see something like this in real life, you're dead. And then this, of course, is how we attach it to the figure right here, but just wanted to give you a close-up of what that looks like. just that sculpted hair, just always in these NECA figures with the sculpted hair, just looks so good. This is no exception right here. So that's one head. Now let's get to the figure. This figure, no pun intended, is a beast. This is a big boy. This is why we needed the wider box, because this is a wide figure on all four legs, but it is heavy duty. It's got a lot of mass to it. Before we get to the details of the figure, let's talk about the articulation. Here's the head, and of course this head turns, tilts, I guess, left and right like a dog's head does. Goes up, down, can look left a little bit, look right a little bit. But I like how it has this mobility here. It looks like there's two levels, almost three levels. Here's the body, and then there's this level of kind of soft rubber. This is more hard, this is soft rubber, and here's the head. So if we replaced it, we would just replace this part would stay on. But it does have like a ball joint right here, which is pretty cool. We have the arms are on a ball joint. They tilt out like this. They move back and forth. We got the I guess it's the elbows. They kind of rotate on a little ball joint and bend. You know, I've said this before, NECA figures, as much as I love them, they do sometimes come a little bit stiff, so always be careful when you're posing these, because there is a possibility, I've heard, of people breaking stuff. I myself might have broken one figure before, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. We have his paw right here, or his foot, his front foot, has a hinge joint here and a hinge joint here at the toes. So kind of at the heel of the hand, it has a hinge. So you can go down or up, and then at the toes it goes up and down also. So that's both the front feet, or the arms, I guess you would say. Now let's go to the back feet. Back feet are very similar. We have this hip ball joint, you can see right there, goes out and then back and forth. It is a little problematic to get it forward all the way because you're constricted by the design of the hard plastic right here, but it does a good job. At the knees, looks like we just go in and out. I don't want to try to force that any other way than what it does. Oh no, it does go back. See, there's a little hinge here where it goes back. Again, tight joints. I'm not going to force the issue, but there is a hinge joint in that knee that'll bend it back if you wanted to. The foot, we have kind of a hinge joint right here at the heel of the foot, and then again at the toes, just like we had in the hands. All right, in the middle of the body also, we have a little bit of articulation where we can move the chest separate from the hind end right there. That's what it looks like, kind of just standing up. It's gonna be interesting how I'm gonna pose him. I don't know yet, but let's talk about the details. Of course, we got this awesome head sculpt right here. I think I like the closed mouth one better than the open mouth one. But you can see again the sculpted hair looks great. The eyes on this one, yeah, I like the eyes on this one better. I like the mouth, the way the teeth hang out and jut up right there. Got some teeth coming out here. The wet nose again, the glossy nose, and kind of the glossy, almost glossy mouth too. See, everything looks wet, which is, you know, I guess what a werewolf would have. He'd have a wet mouth. The sculpted hair, again, I talked about this back piece behind the hair, adds a little bit more fullness also to the mane. And this is all soft rubber. And then, of course, we have the body. Here's the arms, the detail in the arms. I mean, it's just more hair, but we can talk about these hands. Now, this reminds me of the transformation scene. If you've never seen American Werewolf in London, you've probably seen the transformation scene that David goes through while he's becoming a werewolf. And it is brutal. And it's awesome. Well, here's what his hands look like. Kind of the longer hand with the thumb and then the 4 fingers right here that turn to claws. The body, just this hair coming down to a point. And then down to the feet, and also the feet have stretched out and become these werewolf feet. On the back side, you even got like little kind of signs of maybe like ribs right here, or just like color change. The color, the paint is really good on this. Here we have the spine going down and then a tail, and then the hair kind of gathering back here as well. Everything just looks really good on this figure. I'm so glad I found it. I've heard of people finding it in the wild. Well, I guess I did find it in the wild. I didn't find it at Target, which is where I've heard people finding it. In my area, Target is like doesn't get anything from NECA for some reason. I don't know. It's a first world problem, I know, but whatever. So I went to a kind of a collector's type store and bought this in the Phoenix area, and had to pay probably a little bit more of a markup, but I definitely think this figure is worth it. It's going to be more expensive than your normal Ultimate figures, as far as I know. At least it was for me. But if you're a fan of An American Werewolf in London, you got to get it. Even if you're not a fan of American Werewolf in London, if you like horror figures, I recommend this Ultimate Kessler Wolf. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Pamela Voorhees heads. If you have any thoughts on this review, please leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed and you feel so inclined, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. We are the Swearwolves, and we actually have a weekly podcast in which we review horror movies. So if you enjoy podcasts, please check us out by searching for the Swearwolves wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can visit our website at theswearwolves.com. For the Swearwolves, I'm Brett.